Hello everyone, and this is the lecture series of hydraulic mechanics subject, and code of this subject is ME317, unit number second year running, and lecture number 13. And this is the topic for the today lecture is vortex flow. Vortex flow, just like as a curve, this is a flow which described by a curved path. Described by the curved path. And for my introduction, myself Rahul Kumar, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. And in this chapter, I will teach about source and sink flow and fluid properties in curved path also, and the some fluid properties like flow along the streamlines, or flow is irrotational or rotational, and flow characteristics and behavior. And this type of vortex flow occur in case of example just like as a whirlpool inside the river, or some just like as a vortex created by the wingtip, and some most example is horseshoe vortex, and one more is good example is, and one type of flow which gives the straight or curved path in the direction of flow. And this type of flow of a rotating mass of fluid in a circular path, and this type of flow is called as vortex flow. And for the vortex flow, these are the lecture objectives. By the end of this section, you should be able to understand about the vortex flow. Meters are also intensive to temperature, pressure and viscosity, and the principle of the vortex flow meter is that the barrier is placed in moving stream, or you should able to understand about the flow directions or flow behaviors in rotational and irrotational flow, and you can differentiate the flow pattern in rotational or irrotational flow, and you can also understand what is the straight and circular motion flow. And here I will discuss some numerical problem related to the vortex flow theory, right? And this is the vortex flow, and these vortex flow divided into free and forced vortex flow, and the flow across the center of the moving object, and the flow vector, all fluid vectors in curved path only, and differentiate between the free vortex and forced vortex flow if the fluid particles are moving around a curved path with the help of some external torque. Means if any fluid particles rotate about a curved path with some external torque, means this torque provided by the any external energy source device, and this type of flow is called forced vortex flow. And if no external force is required, to rotate the fluid particle along its center, means whirlpool creates in a river or different types of one best example in your sink, wash basin sink. Just you fill the water in the wash basin sink at the top, and suddenly just you open the downside end of the sink, then you seen here the some water rotating, just like as a whirlpool. So this is a one kind of free vertex flow, and flow is moving inside the mixer means mixer grinder, just like the mixie. And this is a one type of force vertex flow, or water and cloths are rotating inside the washing machine. This is a one type of force vertex flow. But in whirlpool, or one type of air, due to air pressure, some bounders are created in the air. These are called the free vertex flow, right? So these are the some examples related to the free vertex flow theory. So here this is the definition of the force vertex flow, and this flow related to the rotational flow. And what is the rotational flow? If any fluid rotate about its own mass center, this is called the rotational flow. And this gives it is defined as the type of flow in which one external torque is required. To rotate the fluid mass. And this rotation is given by the angular velocity. But here angular velocity is constant. And it is represented by a letter omega. And the tangential velocity v of any fluid particle is given by v equal to omega into r. This is r gives the radial distance, or the radius of the fluid particle flow from the axis of rotation, and this is the tangential velocity of the flow. And here are the examples of force vertex flow. Just like as one example here is given, a vertical cylinder containing if any vertical cylinder containing liquids which is rotate about its central axis with a constant angular velocity omega. This is the best example for this example is one case is your washing machine, right? And top loading washing machine. And the second is flow of liquid inside the impeller of centrifugal pump. And third is flow inside the CD convergent nozzle. And flow through runner, where in the runner some portion vacuum is created, and where is a vacuum is created, at that point flow start rotating, and this rotating flow is called the vertex flow, right? Vertex flow. And in the next slide I will give two figures which describe the how this flow rotate, then which changes takes place in the liquid, right? So just you move to the next slide. So this is the example of the vertical cylinder. In the vertical cylinder, this is the free surface of liquid. Here fluid is filled, inside this liquid is filled, and this is the central axis of the cylinder. This is a shaft. With the help of shaft, this cylinder is rotated with velocity omega. And if this cylinder is rotating, if the cylinder is rotating, then it creates a angular velocity omega, and the radial velocity is here v equal to r omega, right? And it creates a one elliptical shape curved surface, and this gives the, suppose this is the main height, main surface of the liquid, and how much this is the distance, how much distance it will cover that upside and it will lose the downside. Both distance are same, means suppose if I am taking this is x and this is y, so x equal to y for this case, right? Then move to the when no external torque is required. What is the case of free vertex flow? What is the case of free vertex flow? In this case, no external torque is required to rotate the fluid mass, and that type of flow is called free vertex flow. And thus the liquid in case of free vertex flow is rotating due to the rotation which is imparted to the fluid previously, and this type of rotation is called, and it is given by the certain examples. These are flow of liquid through a hole provided at the bottom of the container. Suppose I take one beaker and beaker is fully filled. Suddenly I am pressing the beaker at the downside and make some hole, and this hole discharge the water at the downward side, and for this case flow of liquid through a hole provided at the bottom of the container, and this case creates a one whirlpool inside the beaker, and this whirlpool is called the free vertex flow. And flow liquid around a circular bent pipe. If any sudden 90 degree or 60 degree bend are required to the pipe, then at this case some low pressure region are created, at the bending section. At this low pressure region, fluid will automatically rotate, and this type of rotation of the fluid particle, it is called the vertex flow. And the next best example is a whirlpool in a river, and last example is here. This is not last, and many examples are for free vertex flow, but this is the flow of fluid in a centrifugal pump casing, So these are the some examples for the fluid flow if vertex case, free vertex case is considered. For the relation between the velocity and radius, and what is the relation of velocity and radius? V equal to r omega. V is the radial velocity and r is the radius of the vertex, right? In free vertex flow is obtained by putting the value of external torque is 0, means the external torque value is, if external torque value is 0, then this is a flow related to the free vertex flow, and for this case the time rate of change of angular momentum, that is moment of momentum must be 0, and then consider a fluid particle of mass m, at a radial distance r from the axis of rotation and having an tangential velocity v, having an tangential velocity v. For this case, angular momentum equal to mass into velocity, and it is represented by m into v, and the moment of momentum equal to momentum into r equal to mvr, and the rate of change of angular momentum, it will give by the differentiation of the moment of momentum, and the differentiation is d by dt mvr here in this case. And the free vertex flow, there is not torque, that is dmvr divided by dt equal to 0, and integrating we get mvr equal to constant r, v into r equal to c1 by m, and if c1 by means mass of the fluid particle, this is a constant quantity, and this is also a constant. So for this free vertex flow, velocity and r relation gives the constant factor, means v into r equal to c is here. And this is the equation of motion for vertex flow. Here consider a two elementary strip inside the vertex flow. These circular elementary strips are AB and CD. These are, first one is AB and second one is CD. And the pressure at the inside of this strip is, this is normal towards to the downward direction. This is a P into del A, and the pressure at the outward direction, this is a P plus del P by del R into del A, and the velocity of the fluid particle just like as a V, capital V. This is the velocity of the fluid particle, and this R is the radius of this first layer, and del R is the incremental radius for the DC layer, and this is the theta. Delta theta gives the difference between two radial distance, right? Two strip radial distance, and this is created by delta theta. So what the notation are used here? First one is r. This is the radius of the element from O, and the delta theta equal to angle subtended by the element at O, and the delta r is equal to radial thickness of the element, and delta A is equal to area of the cross section of element. And then in the first case, pressure force P into del A on the face AB, and P plus del P by del R into del R delta A on face CD, and centrifugal force mv square divided by R acting in the direction away from the center O. From the center O is here. Now we consider the equation of mass of element is equal to mass density into volume. Then the mass density equal to rho, and the volume is here, del R into del A. For this case, this is the mass. So what is the centrifugal force? Centrifugal force gives the rho del R del A into V square by R, and equating the forces in radial direction, we get P plus del P by del R into del A minus P into del A is equal to P del R del A into V square by 2, and in this case del P by del R into del A is equal to rho del R del A V square by R, and this gives this, it will give the del P by del R is equal to rho V square by R, and the above equation gives the pressure variation along a radial direction for a forced and free vertex flow in horizontal plane only in horizontal plane. The previous relation gives the relation between the pressure gradient and radial velocities and radius of this vertex also, and this variation increase with the it gives the pressure gradient value increases if radius of this vertex fluid is increases, right? And if radius is less, then this pressure gradient is less. If radius is more, pressure gradient is more. And the pressure gradient in the radial direction, this gives the del P by del R or Z del P by del R also, and this is a positive quantity. Hence pressure increases with the radius of R increases. Hence pressure increases with the radius of R, but by the hydrostatic law, here the pressure variation in the vertical plane is given by this equation, and this is a del P by del Z equal to minus rho g. In this case, if I am moving to upward direction, if I am moving to vertically upward direction, and the pressure P varies with respect to R and Z also. The pressure P varies Z and R respectively. For this case, P is a function of R and Z. P is a function of R and Z. Hence, the total derivative for this pressure P is, what is the value of this? dP equal to del P by del R into dr plus del P by del Z into dz. Del P by del Z into dz, and substituting values from above equation, we get this is a dP equal to rho v square divided by R into dr minus rho g into dz, and the value of del P by del R, this gives the, by the previous relation, rho v square by R into dr, and this is the del P by del Z, this is the minus rho g, and this is minus rho g into dz, and then equation, this gives the equation of motion, of variation of the pressure of a rotating fluid at any plane. Previous case, we derive the equation for the variation of pressure along a rotational fluid domain in any plane, but this is a equation for the force vertex flow, and that equation is belongs to the free vertex flow, and this is the force vertex flow equation. In this case, the external torque is provided the body, means this fluid domain, and this external torque is given by the some external devices, but here omega is angular velocity and this is constant quantity, and substituting the value of omega, here is v equal to omega r, and what the value of omega? Omega equal to 2 pi n divided by 60, and substituting the velocity, the value of v in equation of motion of vertex flow, this is equal to dP equal to rho omega square r square into dr minus rho g dz. If I am considering 2 points, in a fluid with having force vertex flow, and integrating by these point 1 and 2. Here z1 the distance from the bottom of this container to point 1 and Z2 is the distance from bottom of the container to point 2. So by integrating 1 to 2 and for above equation. So here 1 to 2 dp is equal to 1 to 2 rho omega square r into dr, rho omega square r into dr, and minus 1 to 2 rho g into dz, and this is a p2 minus p1 equal to rho omega square by 2 into r2 square minus r1 square minus rho g z2 minus z1, z2 minus z1. Then move to the next, and for the equation of force vortex flow, here is p2 minus p1 is equal to rho by 2 omega square r2 square minus omega square r1 square and minus rho g z2 minus z1. Here omega is the angular velocity and the radial velocity is here v, and v, what the relation between radial and angular velocity? V equal to r omega. So for this case v2 equal to omega r2 and v1 equal to omega r1, because omega is angular velocity is constant throughout this process, So p2 minus p1 is equal to rho by 2 in bracket v2 square minus v1 square minus rho g z2 minus z1. If point 1 and 2 lie on the free surface, then P1 equal to P2 equal to P atmosphere is equal to 0, and hence above equation becomes this like as a 0 equal to rho by 2 V2 square minus V1 square minus rho g Z2 minus Z1 is equal to 1 by 2g V2 square minus V1 square. This is the case of if both point 1 and 2 lie on the free surface of liquid, this free surface of liquid. In this case P1 and P2 both are equal, because all points present at the are all points experienced as a atmospheric pressure throughout the body, right? So in this case P1 equal to P2 are equal to P atmosphere equal to 0. For this case Z2 minus Z1 is equal to 1 by 2g V2 square minus V1 square. If the point 1, in this case, next case, if the point 1 lie on axis of rotation, then in this case radius r is 0. In this case r1 is equal to 0. If r1 equal to the 0, only radial velocity for the v2 case, then z equal to 1 by 2 v2 square, right? For this case z1 is also 0, right? Thus z varies, means this shows the this shows the z is directly proportional to the r2 square. Z is directly proportional to the r2 square. It means z varies with the square of r. Hence equation is just becomes like as a parabolic equation, and this means the free surface is paraboloid. And this type of question asked in the GATE exam, IES exam, and how this surface is formed, shaped like as a parabolic equation. So this is the answer of this question, right? Here the relation is gives here z equal to 1 by 2g omega square r2 square. So here z gives the z directly proportional to r2 square. So this is the equation of parabola. So for this case, for this purpose, here this shows the parabolic equation, right? This is the equation for free vertex flow. For free vertex flow we have Vr equal to constant. For the free vertex flow Vr equal to constant means external torque is 0. Then Vr equal to constant and this is the V equal to C by R, and substituting the value of V for the free vertex flow, then the equation of motion, it will becomes like as a dp equal to rho V square by R into dr minus rho g into dz equal to rho C square R square into R dr, and it will gets like as a rho C square R cube into dr minus rho g into dz. So if I am consider 2 points 1 and 2 at a radial distance of r1 and r2 from the central axis, then the height of the point of the from the bottom of vessel is z1 and z2. So integrating this equation and this will give a one result, and if I am integrating the equation, then 1 to 2 dp 1 to 2 rho C square R cube into dr minus 1 to 2 rho g into dz. So for this case 1 to 2 dp is equal to 1 to 2 rho C square divided by R cube into dr minus 1 by 2 rho g into dz is equal to rho C square 1 to 2 C की power minus 3 dr and minus 1 to 2 rho g into dz. For this case P2 minus P1 equal to minus rho C square by 2, and this gives the 1 by R2 square minus 1 by R1 square minus rho g, Z2 minus Z1 is here, and this is the case of P2 minus P1, and this after solving this equation it will give say one type of continuity equation, one type of Bernoulli equation, sorry, this is a Bernoulli equation, and this Bernoulli equation shows the Z1 plus P1 by gamma plus V1 square by 2g plus Z2 plus P2 by gamma plus V2 square by 2g is here. So this is the case of Bernoulli's. Okay, move to the next slide. In here, this is a one numerical question, and what says the numerical question is here, and an open circular tank of 20 centimeter diameter and 100 centimeter long contains water up to a height of 60 meter. Means I have a one container which I filled with 60 centimeter of the liquid, and the tank is rotated about its axis at 300 rpm, and find the depth of parabola formed at the free surface of water. So here how much the distance or how much the depth of the parabola is created by the free surface of liquid. So for this case, this is a given data. Diameter of the cylinder is 20 centimeter, and if diameter is 20 centimeter, obviously the radius is 10 centimeter only, and the height of the liquid is 60 centimeter. Then speed is n equal to 300 revolution per minute, and the angular velocity omega equal to 2 pi n. This is a formula of known formula or very famous formula, omega equal to 2 pi n divided by 60, and this is equal to 2 pi into 300 divided by 60, and this is equal to 31.41 radian per second. 31.41 radian per second. Let the depth of the parabola is equal to z. So by using the previous formulas, z equal to omega square r2 square divided by 2g, where r2 equal to radius r. Then what the r is here? 10. Put the values of all quantity, and it will get a answer like this: 50.28 centimeter. 50.28 centimeter for this case, right? So this is the answer of this question. Then move to the next question related to force vortex flow. For this case, this is the second question, and an open circular cylinder of 15 cm diameter and 100 cm long contains water up to height of 80 cm. Means the height of the liquid is 80 cm and radius is 15 cm. Means this is the diameter of this 15 cm and the radius is 15 by 2. This is the 7.5 cm, and this cylinder is full height is 100 cm long cylinder, right? So here this is the length of this cylinder is 100 cm and initial height of the water is 80 cm. Find the maximum speed at which the cylinder is rotating. So for this case, rise of the liquid at the end, this will give the fall of the liquid at the center, and but rise of the liquid at the end, this is equal to length minus the initial height, and this is the initial height is length is 80 and initial height of the liquid is length is 100 and initial height of the liquid is 80. So the difference is 20 cm. Then the fall of the liquid at center 20 cm. Then height of the parabola is 20 plus 20 equal to 40 cm. So Z is here 40 cm. Using the relation Z equal to omega square R square divided by 2G, it will get a 40 is equal to omega square 7.5 square into 2 into 9.81, and this will give the value of omega square 37.35 radian per second, 37.35 radian per second, and the speed of n is given by omega equal to 2 pi n divided by 60. 2 pi n divided by 60 is here, and for this case n is 356.66 rpm. So the external torque given by the motor which rotates this cylinder at a speed of 356.66 rpm. Now move to the next question, means next numerical problem related. In this question, in a free cylindrical vortex flow, at a point and a height of 100 mm, the velocity and pressure are 10 meter per second and 117.72 kilonewton per meter square absolute. Find the pressure at a radius of 400 mm and a height of 200 mm. The fluid is air having density equal to 1.24 kg per meter cube. Then find the find the pressure at a radius of 400 mm and a height of 200 mm. So what is the pressure value? First you collect the all data from the question, and just like that, this is radius, height, velocity, pressure, and this is 0.1 and this is 0.2 values also. So the density of the fluid throughout the constant for 0.1 and 0.2, and for the free vortex from equation this we have, and V equal into R equal to constant, for then for 2 points V1 R1 V2 R2, then the velocity is V2 here 5 meter per second. Then we are using this equation, and P1 this is the pressure already given, and the P2 value for this case is P2 equal to 117.705 kilonewton per meter square. This is the pressure at radius is 400 mm and height is 200 mm for the vortex flow, means free vortex flow, right? Then move to the MCQ problem section. for next page. This is a MCQ problem. Question number first. The free vertex flow forms straight line, concentric circle, parabola or hyperbola. For this question, the correct answer is C. No, this is not a C. This is the parabola. This is shape of this free surface, but it always form the concentric circle. So B is the correct answer for this question. Then now move to the next question. Question number 2. For this case, the following figure is an example of. The following figure is a example of, just like as a this type of lines. This is an example of free vertex flow. The correct answer for this question is free vertex flow. These streamlines gives the pattern of free vertex flow, right? For the next question, accept an origin where r equal to 0, the vertex flow is, here 4 option is given. First one is rotational, laminar, irrotational or turbulent. But what is the correct answer for this question is, here is irrotational. This is the correct answer for this question, right? This is the correct answer for this question, irrotational. So C is the right answer for this question. Then move to the next question, and question number 4. This question gives the strength of the vertex flow, can be given by circulation equal to 2 pi into C, 2 pi and minus 2 pi into C, and circulation equal to 0. If circulation equal to 0, then what is the, and this is a state type of flow. So this is a wrong answer. The correct answer is here, C is the correct answer, right? For this question, C is the correct answer. Then move to the next question, question number 5. The combination of uniform flow and the source flow gives. But means this is the combination of free vertex flow and combination of uniform flow and source flow. Source flow. And here 4 option is present here. Flow past a cylinder, flow past a half body, flow past a full body, and flow past a wedge. If flow passed over a half body, it gives the combination of uniform flow and the source flow also. So this is the B is the correct answer for this question. Then question number 7. And center of pressure can be calculated using principle of movement, principle of energy, mass conservation and Rayleigh's conservation. And correct answer for this question is here, principle of movements. And the center of pressure is calculated by using principle of movement also. A body floats on the surface when metacenter is above gravity, when metacenter is below gravity, metacenter equal to the gravity, and gravity is above metacenter. Any body floats above the water surface. In this case, here metacenter is always above the gravity. Metacenter is always above the gravity level. This is the correct answer for this question. This is question number 9. And why the circular cylinder will create more drag? The pressure difference between upstream and downstream direction of flow, the pressure difference between relative wind and the downstream direction of flow, the pressure difference between the upstream and direction of flow, the pressure difference between downstream of the flow. The pressure difference, the correct answer for this question is the pressure difference between the upstream and downstream direction of flow. This is the correct answer for this question. Then move to the next question. Question number: how the cylinder will vibrate in the wind tunnel test due to high pressure, due to low pressure, due to relative pressure, and due to fluctuation in a flow. So if cylinder is vibrating inside the wind tunnel, this is due to the relative pressure. This is due to the relative pressure, right? And your MCQ problem is finished here. Then go move to the references of this lecture. These are some references, and this is a Engineering Fluid Mechanics by K.L. Kumar, and Fluid Mechanics and Machine, and Fluid Mechanics and Machine by A.K. Jain, and Fluid Mechanics V.L. Stripper, M. Singh Rahil, and Fluid Mechanics with Applications S.K. Gupta and V. Gupta New Age publication. And these are the some reference books. And then move to the next page. Thank you for this question. Thank you all of you. Thank you.